Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Yana Vinaka Fiji, in this bulletin, 2020-2021 budget a tough one. Businesses respond positively to the budget. And ACCF welcomes levy reduction.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The 2020-2021 budget is one of the most difficult budgets to be put together by the Ministry of Economy and the Reserve Bank of Fiji. The RBF governor says this is due to the economy contraction that will happen this year as a result of the COVID pandemic. Sanyani Mboila reports the RBF governor made this comment while presenting during the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation Symposium in Suva over the weekend.
The Reserve Bank of Fiji governor says it is important for relevant stakeholders to work together and ensure a positive outcome regardless of the expected contraction.
I'm very positive that we will rebound next year. The question is how much. And that how much very much depends on one, how people take up watching the budget. More importantly is when the borders open, when the borders open. So that ultimately will be, that will decide in terms of where we end up.
Association of Banks President Sod Minam says the 2020-2021 national budget is a bold one.
It's very timely. To be honest with you, it is catered towards different segments and especially things which we've been looking for a long time. It has come in terms of overall support to the tourism sector. Not only that, I think the initiative of taking the stamp duty away from 1st of August as it comes implementable. This will help us to do the transaction much faster and bring a lot more activity into the overall financial and the consumer sector.
On top of the $3.4 billion in loan repayments already deferred, the Association of Banks have agreed to extend it further until December 31st, but on a case-by-case basis. Sanyani Mboila, FBC News.
The majority of the business community are still coming to terms with major reductions in stamp duty and taxes of certain items that were announced in the national budget. Minister for Economy Aya Said Kayum announced on Friday night that all stamp duties will be abolished and there will be tax deductions for certain business areas as the country strives for economic recovery. Business owners believe that the budget announced is more of a stimulus one than that of a revenue-earning budget. Lena Rees has more.
The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation and retailers believe the budget has benefits for everyone and also creates a level playing field for micro, small and medium enterprises who have been greatly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic.
We view the budget as a favorable one. It has been better than what has been in the past couple of years, and therefore this is an excellent budget that now allows us to press the restart button quickly.
Retail sector has been hit hard. Like most sectors of the economy, we are not immune to what's happening around us, and this is the biggest reduction I've come across in Fiji's recent history.
The Minister for Trade says the budget is welcomed by the ministry and all sectors of trade and tourism are looking forward to working with the new allocations.
It's really creating a whole lot more within our own shores. And I think we have to, in light of what's happening around the world, and we have to be very creative.
The Economy Minister has also instructed businesses and supermarkets that their prices must reflect the supply-side discounts, adding that customers need to see the cost savings from the wholesale customs restructure.
Businesses benefiting from these massive reductions should know your nation needs your generosity, not your greed. Your profits should be felt by your employees, both those still working and those you now can bring back after letting go.
Said Kayum has stressed businesses that do not comply with the new range of customs restructure can expect to hear from the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. Lena Rees, FBC News.
Despite a 50% reduction in the motor vehicle accident levy, the Accident Compensation Commission says this will not affect their ability to continue to compensate accident victims. Minister for Economy Ayaz Said Qayyum announced a reduction of the motor vehicle accident levy by 50%, effective from 1st of August this year to 31st July 2021, to provide relief to motor vehicle owners for a period of 1 year as the nation copes with the impacts of COVID-19. Pranita Prakash reports the motor vehicle accident levy is one of the sources of income for ACCF.
The Accident Compensation Commission says they fully support the decision to reduce the motor vehicle accident levy.
That will basically provide a lot of relief to families, individuals, taxi owners, bus operators who have large fleets of vehicles, businesses that have large fleets, minivans, etc. So the impact of this reduction is across the board. And it just helps everybody out in this very challenging time.
The Chief Executive assures ACCF's ability to compensate accident victims will not be affected.
Of course, the question that flows from that, and others have asked me, is with this reduction in levy, does it affect ACCF's ability to continue to pay compensation? And the answer is absolutely not. We are well placed to continue to do the work that we do for victims of accidents.
The Fiji Bus Operators Association has welcomed the announcement.
The 50% reduction on the levy is a very good thing, and the whole industry is going to benefit from that. And we welcome this budget very positively, and the nation will start moving forward.
ACCF says they continue to receive and process applications for compensation. To date, ACCF has paid over $12 million in compensation for motor vehicle, employment and school accidents. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The COVID-19 Concessional Finance Support Package initiative has received a lot of positive feedback from the business sector. The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation believes 60% of Fijian-owned micro, small and medium enterprises and businesses will benefit from this assistance. This support package has been designed to aid MSMEs struggling with the effects of COVID-19. The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation Chief Executive Kameli Mbatiweti says these applications are currently being processed by the Working Committee.
So they're all going through the assessment process right now, and then I'm hoping that government will start writing some of the checks within 3 weeks' time, at the earliest. But that's a great initiative because the interest rates are 0.5 for the MSME, 0.5%, so which is on a $7,000 loan. And if you take a $7,000 loan, all you pay in interest is $35 a year. Unheard of in this world.
The Parenthood Assistance payments have been suspended. The scheme was aimed at assisting mothers from families with a household income below $30,000, where a $1,000 grant was given when a child was born. During the budget announcement on Friday night, Minister for Economy Ayaz Said Qayyum highlighted the need to focus on families whose finances have been affected.
Again, it's important we target resources on families facing the most severe hit to their finances rather than more broadly focused assistance payments. We'll be taking the next year to review these payments to determine when and if they'll resume.
The decrease in excise taxes, attractive packages and tax reduction in the tourism sector is a targeted initiative aimed at getting the sector back on track. The Fiji Hotels and Tourism Association says the government's bold recovery initiatives and revolutionary tax review is an indication of a country that prioritizes the welfare of its people. The budget also pushes for the tourism industry to hire local artists to ensure they too are looked after during this pandemic. Minister for Tourism Fayaz Koya says the $60 million Fiji Recovery Rebate Package is aimed at encouraging local tourism by creating attractive packages to safely escape the pandemic in our paradise.
With the Love Our Locals program, which has been quite successful with all the big hotels around the Strait, and even the smaller ones, and everybody's jumping on board and offering great deals, as you would have seen from the budget.
Up ahead, Suva Rugby warns clubs to follow new norms, and Fiji Netball receives assistance.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Fiji Rugby Union has welcomed 3 new board members after their annual general meeting at Novotel Hotel in Lami. The new board members are Mbutho Lati from Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby, Legal Director Amani Mbale and Dr. Mosi Talonga. The 3 replaces outgoing board members Carl Cameron, Max Olsen and Ratuaise Vosailangi. Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive John O'Connor says they have welcomed the 3 new board members to the union.
3 board directors have rotated up. 3 board directors have come in. So we will arrange a farewell for those who are leaving, and also welcome anyone when we have the next board meeting.
The Suva Rugby Union hosted its first pre-season competition at Bedesi Park following the lifting of restrictions on sporting activities. The union is urging various rugby clubs in Suva to adhere to the return to play protocols that has been implemented by the Fiji National Sports Commission. Suva Rugby General Secretary Tevita Tuilo says teams that do not comply with the protocols in place will be penalised.
Any of the players or any of the teams do not comply with our return to play protocols, we will be imposing penalties. So they can have either their points deducted or they can be banned from one of the rounds.
Rewa's aim of making an impact on the points table by coming away with the 3 points was in vain when Suva held aside to a draw in their Vodafone Premier League clash yesterday. Head coach Marika Rondu said during the build-up of the match that a win against Suva would give the Delta Tigers a solid chance of edging the other teams on the points table. But things did not go according to plan as the capital side put up a strong performance to lock the scores at 0-0.
We came into the ground, we know our strength, and there were some loopholes around it. Our strikers are not aggressive enough, so you saw I stopped the strikers in the second half because we didn't have Nambenia and Bruce this week.
Netball Fiji received a timely assistance as it heads back to the court after receiving accreditation from the Fiji National Sports Commission. The Bank of the South Pacific donated 60 netball balls to Netball Fiji as the Fiji Pearls and the national under-21 embarks on their training towards the next season. BSP head of SME Banking Rohit Sharma reminded the Netters that the sport aims to build its reputation as a national sport, and the onus was on the squad members to build on the legacy of Netball Fiji in achieving and improving its international ranking. Both the national squad and the under-21 will continue their training this week in their respective centres in the Central and Western Division. A quick look at the weather map for today. It is Monday, the 20th of July. Expect occasional showers and a few thunderstorms over the western parts of Viti Levu, Yasawa and the Mamanuca Group, Kandavu and nearby smaller islands, southern Lau Group. Showers and thunderstorms gradually easing from the west from midday. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.